Dear children, if I had wings, I would fly. Do you like to fly and explore the whole world? Everybody would like to. But do we have wings? No, but how can we travel? Oh, yes, wheels. There are vehicles which can take you to the whole world. So, welcome you to the second unit, Wings and Wheels. From the title of the unit, you would have understood what is the theme of the unit. Yes, the different aspects of traveling and advantages of traveling. See the titular picture. What do you see there? Eiffel Tower in Paris, Taj Mahal of Agra, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, pyramids in Egypt, wildlife sanctuary, backwater tourism in Kerala, the houseboats, and the snow-covered Himalayas. So all these pictures symbolize the pleasures that you would get, the sights, insights that you would get from traveling. So what are the advantages of traveling? What is travel? Travel, of course, is a physical engagement. You move from one place to another. Is it just a physical engagement? No, it's a mental and spiritual journey too. You get enriched with varied experiences. You get new novel ideas, knowledge, and insights. Thus, traveling creates a force in you, a creative force that is essential in leading a life. And it definitely helps you to develop life skills. You get confidence and courage to face critical situations in life and interest and curiosity to explore the new worlds. So, this unit highlights the importance of traveling and exploring the world in and around us. Okay, children? So, let's see what you have to learn. Don't you get the same feel of travel when you read travelogues and books and novels based on travel? Yes. Now we have an extract from Robinson Crusoe's diary. Who is Robinson Crusoe? He is a character in Daniel Defoe's novel, The Life and Adventures of Robinson Crusoe. And that novel was published in the year 1919. Let's read the extract from Robinson Crusoe's diary. September 30, 1659. I, poor miserable Robinson Crusoe, being shipwrecked during a dreadful storm, came ashore on this dismal, unfortunate island, which I call the Island of Despair. All the rest of the ship's company being drowned, myself almost dead. All the rest of the day I spent in afflicting myself at the dismal circumstances I was brought to. I had neither food, house, clothes, nor weapon. In despair, I saw nothing but death before me, either that I should be devoured by wild beasts, murdered by savages, or starved to death for want of food. At the approach of night, I slept in a tree for fear of wild creatures, but slept soundly, though it rained all night. Okay, what happened to Robinson Crusoe? Yes, he came ashore, on the shore, on an island, after a shipwreck. ship got ruined, destroyed. Then, why does he call the island of despair? He's all alone and he's in dismal circumstances. He became so disappointed, desperate, helpless. And so he thought he can call the island of despair. What do you think might be the feelings of a man who is alone in a desert island? Yes, with no inhabitants around, desert island, an island which has no inhabitants, then you feel so sad. Sometimes you feel desperate, even mad and hopeless, without food and without proper safe shelter. So depressed, hungry, and thirsty, you would be in fear of wild creatures. Now you have a task, dears. Imagine that you are going to live alone in a deserted island. You are going to be there for a week. What all things you would ask to live there if you have the choice only five things? Think about it and write in your book as an introductory activity. Now, listen to the story A Shipwrecked Sailor by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Read along with me the first three paragraphs of the story. A Shipwrecked Sailor. The story of a shipwrecked sailor tells the saga of Luis Alejandro Velasco, a 20-year-old sailor who was washed overboard during a storm in the middle of the Caribbean Sea on February 28, 1955. Clinging to a life raft without food and water, he survived 10 days on the open sea. What happened to Velasco and his shipmates? Read the following extract from the novella and find out what happened to them. My first impression was that I was utterly alone in the middle of the ocean. The ship plunged into an abyss and disappeared. I had no idea what was happening. I took hold of one of the bobbing crates and stupidly began to contemplate the sea. It was a perfectly clear day, except for the choppy waves produced by the wind and the cargo scattered across the surface. There was no evidence of a shipwreck. Soon I began to hear shouts nearby. Through the sharp whistling of the wind, I recognized the voice of Julio Amanter Caraballo, the tall, well-built officer who was yelling at someone, "Fatso, hold the..." It was as if in that instant I had awakened from a moment's deep sleep. It dawned on me that I wasn't alone in the sea. There, only a few meters away, my mates were shouting to one another and trying to stay afloat. Quickly, I began to think. I couldn't swim in just any direction. I knew we were about 50 miles from Cartagena, but I was not yet frightened. For a moment, I thought I could hold on to the crate indefinitely until help arrived. It was reassuring to know that all around me other sailors were in the same predicament. That was when I saw the raft. There were two life rafts about 7 meters apart. They appeared unexpectedly on the crest of a wave near where my mates were calling out. It seemed odd that none of them could reach the life rafts. In an instant, one of the rafts disappeared from view. I couldn't decide. I found myself swimming towards the one I could see, which was moving farther away from me. I swam for about 3 minutes. I lost sight of the raft momentarily, but I was careful not to lose my bearings. Suddenly, a rough wave pushed the rafts alongside me. It was huge, white, and empty. I struggled to grab the rigging and jump aboard. I made it on the third try. Once on the raft, panting, whipped by the wind, immobilized and freezing, I found it hard to sit up. Then I saw three of my mates near the raft trying to reach it. Okay, children, do the introductory activity and we will proceed the class in the next session.